London, 1997. A 23-year-old woman reheats leftover rice. She eats. Within 12 hours, she's dead. Not food poisoning. Not allergic shock. A bacteria, Bacillus cereus, that survives cooking, thrives in your fridge, and releases toxins that liquefy your organs before you even feel sick. Reheated rice. That's what killed her. Now, check your fridge. How many leftovers are sitting there right now? That story became a medical case study with an unsettling name, fried rice syndrome. But it's not a freak event, it's a pattern most people never hear about. You think your refrigerator protects you. It doesn't. It preserves your mistakes. Plastic containers lined with invisible biofilms. Deli meats treated with sodium nitrite, a chemical that keeps meat pink. But when stomach acid hits it, it converts to N-nitroso compounds, the same substances researchers use to induce tumors in lab rats. And those healthy, packaged salads? They often contain microplastics, microscopic polymer fragments that migrate through intestinal walls and accumulate in organs. Once there, they leach phthalates directly into tissue. So before you hit play on your next show, pause for a second. Walk to your fridge. Open it. That faint chemical smell, that's not freshness. That's preservation gas. That's the smell of denial. You trust the cold to keep you safe. But cold only slows death, it doesn't stop it. Welcome to your kitchen, the most dangerous lab you've ever lived in. When you eat something spoiled, you don't die instantly. It's slower, quieter. A war you never see. Let's rewind Anna's story, and zoom in. After the first bite, Bacillus cereus spores enter the intestine. Inside the warm gut, they germinate and multiply rapidly. Within hours, they release two toxins, one triggers violent vomiting, the other attacks liver cells, dissolving their protective barriers until they hemorrhage from the inside. Your body feels it as nausea, dizziness, fever. But the damage is already done. Now add the others. Sodium nitrite keeps meat pink. But when stomach acid hits it, it forms N-nitroso compounds, the same substances researchers use to induce tumors in lab rats. They don't kill cells outright. They corrupt DNA replication. One mutation. Then another. Then another, until years later, a cluster of corrupted cells learns to grow without permission. Microplastics? They don't digest. They migrate, carried through lymph channels like microscopic hitchhikers. First to lymph nodes. Then to liver. Some even cross the blood-brain barrier. Autopsies now find synthetic polymers embedded in brain tissue, and inside the placenta itself. Pause for a second. Look at your fridge. What's been sitting there the longest? Leftovers. Food that sits, waits. The bacteria grow. The preservatives change. And your body becomes the final container. Every year, around 600 million people, nearly 1 in 10 humans, suffer from foodborne illnesses. Most recover. Some don't. Their death certificates say, infection. The truth? They were poisoned by time. Next, we'll open the fridge door wider, to 5 foods currently decomposing in 90% of households. You've eaten at least 3 this week. And one of them is still inside you. The body begins its cascade, one system triggering the next. Hours after ingestion, the gut lining erodes cell by cell. Intestinal fluid, meant to stay contained, floods into the bloodstream, carrying bacteria and toxins with it. Immune cells detect the intrusion and respond with precision, but the response overshoots. These defenders now attack healthy tissue, creating collateral damage. Next domino, the liver. Enzymes designed to neutralize poison spill into circulation, dissolving muscle, connective tissue, and blood vessel walls. What began as a localized invasion is now systemic. Cytokines, the body's alarm signals, flood every organ system, brain, joints, cardiovascular system. The immune cascade, perfectly designed for defense, becomes a weapon against the host itself. Meanwhile, corrupted cells in the DNA signal neighboring cells to ignore growth limits. Months later, microscopic clusters expand. Years later, metastatic tumors emerge, invisible to the body until advanced. Microplastics intensify the threat. They migrate through lymphatic channels to the liver, and some even cross the blood-brain barrier. Acting as chemical sponges, they absorb pesticides, heavy metals, and hormone disruptors from the environment, then release them directly into tissue. A silent delivery system, turning everyday exposure into chronic systemic risk. Timeline specificity. First domino falls within hours, liver damage peaks at 12 to 24 hours, systemic inflammation progresses over weeks, DNA corruption and tumor formation unfold over months to years. 5 foods. 90% of fridges. And the bacteria multiplying in them right now, they're patient. They're waiting. Now that you understand the cascade inside your body, it's time to meet the culprits. Let's explore the 3 most insidious fridge staples in depth. Rice. In a 2018 study, rice left at room temperature for just 2 hours before refrigeration contained enough Bacillus cereus spores to cause illness. Reheating kills the bacteria, but not the toxins already released. You're eating poison that looks, smells, and tastes normal. Pasta. Starch-rich, moist, and often stored in airtight containers, leftover pasta incubates bacteria silently. Within hours, harmful toxins are released, overwhelming your gut lining and triggering the first domino in systemic inflammation. Cooked potatoes. Rare, but dangerous if mishandled. Potatoes wrapped in foil and left at room temperature can create anaerobic conditions where Clostridium botulinum thrives. Though uncommon, the resulting toxin can paralyze and kill. These foods illustrate time and trust as your hidden enemies. Of the 420,000 annual foodborne deaths worldwide, over 60% involve these fridge staples. The cascade you just learned? It starts here, with ordinary meals. Check mentally, which of these foods has been in your fridge the longest? That's your risk window. In the next section, we'll open that door together, and I'll show you how to tell if it's already too late. Now it's time to open your fridge and see if it's already too late. Let's audit 3 common high-risk foods: rice, pasta, and potatoes. Rice. Danger multiplies after 3 days in the fridge. Look for slight yellowing, dried edges, or off smells, but remember, toxins are invisible. Timeline matters more than appearance. Pasta, refrigerated beyond 4 days, especially if wet spots appear in the container, signals bacterial growth. Reheating more than once indicates extended exposure in the danger zone and requires disposal. Potatoes, cooked in foil or left at room temperature more than 2 hours, create anaerobic conditions where Clostridium spores can germinate, producing paralytic toxins. Color or smell may not reveal contamination. Safe storage practices: cool foods rapidly within 2 hours, use shallow containers, and reheat only once. When in doubt, throw it out. Your body isn't designed to neutralize these toxins once they're present. If you can't check right now, screenshot this and examine tonight. Already eaten something past these windows? Symptoms usually appear within 24 hours. Stay hydrated, monitor your condition, and seek medical care if nausea, vomiting, or diarrhea worsen. Processed meats and soft cheeses have their own risks, but these 3 starch-based staples silently multiply in the background. In the final section, we'll reveal a system to prevent these risks entirely, throw it away, or learn how to protect your fridge and your health. You now know the danger zones for rice, pasta, and potatoes. Here's the system that ensures these foods remain safe, and what to do if mistakes happen. Step 1. Rapid cooling. After cooking, divide food into shallow containers and refrigerate within 2 hours. This prevents prolonged time in the danger zone. Step 2. Limit reheats. Only reheat what you will eat. Multiple reheats increase exposure time to potential toxin accumulation. Step 3. Label and monitor. Note cooking dates. Rice, 3 days, pasta, 4 days, potatoes, 2 hours before refrigeration. Awareness is your strongest safety tool. Step 4. Visual and olfactory checks. Look for slight yellowing, wet spots, or odors, but remember, toxins are invisible. Never rely solely on appearance. Step 5. Hierarchy and exceptions. Starches are highest risk. Processed meats and soft cheeses have separate timelines and were not covered here. Focus on mastering these 3 first. No system is perfect. If you occasionally miss a step, don't panic, the risk is cumulative. One slip doesn't mean immediate danger, but consistent practice dramatically reduces overall risk. If you've already eaten food past these thresholds and feel fine, that's normal. Symptoms, if they appear, typically develop within 24 hours. Stay hydrated and seek care if they worsen. Finally, take action now. Check your fridge, apply the system, and comment what you found. Let's see how common these risks really are. Want to learn about hidden dangers in processed meats and soft cheeses? Watch the companion video next, and subscribe for more kitchen safety insights.